How many clients do you get before hiring the first technician? It just depends on your budget. It depends on if you have some money, like I would start right away, right? Because eventually you're gonna do it anyway. I think that's always the biggest challenge is how soon do you hire? I would hire someone right away, right? I would, back to what I said earlier, like if you have to do it, you'll figure out how to do it. And so give yourself an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can. And so hire someone right away. Put yourself in a situation, but be completely frank with them too. Like, be honest with you. Like, be honest with them too. So that way, it's like the expectation is set properly. It's like, hey, like I'm bringing you on, just so you know, like I'm just starting this. Like, my goal is this, this, and this. Like, I'll need your help. Like, be vulnerable. The more vulnerable you can be, then the more help you'll get from them. And they're like, yeah, you know what? I can help out too. Like, I can help try to get clients. I can help do this. And then you'll start to realize that maybe in the beginning, they're not just a cleaner, but maybe they're also helping doing sales. Maybe they're also doing other things. You can justify keeping them busy. And because they feel like they're part of the process, they're not going to care as much about just showing up and like getting just a paycheck, but they want to be in the process of growing something. Because ultimately, like every single person like seeks some sort of growth. And if you give people the opportunity to grow with you, a lot of our fears and limitations come from our scarcity mindset of us trying to do things by ourselves, or where we believe that we have to do all of ourselves. Nobody else can do as good as us. And that's like the small thinking, the scarcity thinking that keeps us from actually staying alone. It's like, just be vulnerable, reach out for help people with the actual situation, set the expectation. All of a sudden, just like, oh, that feels pretty good. And you start to realize that the person across from you, a lot of times, can do a lot more than you think they can do, and you're not really as cool as you think you are either, right? And that's the thing I've learned is like, I just put smarter people around me, and I give people opportunities to continue to grow. And guess what? It doesn't always work out, but I don't get mad at them. I'm just like, okay, cool, right? So how do we get better? And when you're able to come out from a place of like, we're going to play this game forever. There's going to be mistakes along the way. I expect to make mistakes. It's not so much that we make mistakes, is how do we handle those mistakes? What do we learn from those mistakes? That's important. Then all of a sudden the expectation of trying to be perfect goes away, especially as a business owner who's like high and mighty, you know, they're the boss. Like I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade, and it's funny how much people think that I got my shit together. Any of you guys who are entrepreneurs, like, you know this, you're like, I've been doing this game for maybe just a couple of years. You're like, my employees think I got my shit together. I really don't. Gotta come up with pricing and deciding how much to pay your cleaners. This is a great question. So we came up with pricing specifically on what our profit margin is. So going back to our 5 business standards, we wanted 25% profit margin. So we literally just did the math backwards of what we got to pay the cleaner, and then what other costs we have involved in the business. And then we left about 5% room for, like, we just know there's erroneous costs that we didn't know what was going to happen. Actually, our model is set for like 30% profit margin. But again, because there's more costs that come up, random things here and there. And so your whole goal is to get to a 25% profit margin. So that's how you come up with your pricing, is you based on what you want to make. And you don't do it based on where you are today, because if you're the cleaner, you're like, oh, I don't have to pay a cleaner. And this is one of the biggest mistakes we'll make. And then how do you pay your cleaner? So this is something that we learned through a mentorship. We started out originally just paying them by the hour. And then through our cleaning mentorship, we actually learned how to pay them on commission. And so now how they get paid, they get basically when we get paid. So if a client pays $200 for a clean, the cleaner gets a percentage of that clean based on what tier they're in. And so this is where what I was referring to earlier about how our cleaners, they're incentivized to work more. So our goal is like, how do we get our cleaners to just work more and more and more? And what it also does is that if we have to discount the clean, guess what happens? Everything gets shifted down. If the cleaner has to go back because we have a client complaint and do a correction clean, which is part of our service that we offer to our clients, is that if you're not 100% satisfied, we'll go back and we'll fix it at no extra charge. Who goes back and fixes it? Under 28 hours is 30%, 28 to 34 hours is 38%, and 34 plus hours is 43%. So those are the numbers. Do you hire cleaners as independent contractors or W-2 employees? Great question. So we've done both. We started out as doing independent contractors, and then we transitioned to W-2s, and then we did a combination of both. And now we are 100% W-2 employees. And the biggest reason why is because we found that our skill set is definitely in control and process and systems. And like, you have a lot more control when you have W-2 employees. You can have expectations. You can have things like team meetings. You can build culture with the W-2 employees where you can't do that with contractors. Do you require cleaners to send photo proof of your areas after they have cleaned? This is great. Just in case you have issues with clients. Anyone has ever used like Turnover B&B, which is an app for short-term rentals, which we actually use as well for our out-of-state short-term rentals. Inside the Turnover B&B app, you actually have to take pictures. Recently, because I had this idea, like we should have our cleaners do that, right? So not only is it proof of something getting done, but we also do before and afters. And by doing it, we've got mixed reviews. And so some of our clients are like, why are you taking pictures of my dirty house? Like, why are you taking pictures of my dirty toilet? I don't want to see this. So right now, we're not taking pictures as a way to send it back to the client so we can prove right or wrong. Again, our goal is to just have clear communication on the front end. When the client says that they want this cleaned, our salesperson puts it in a checklist. We send to the cleaners, but we also send it to the client as well, and saying, hey, here's what we talked about on the phone, here's what we're cleaning. If anything on here is missing, please let me know. Or if there's basically, if this is not what we talked about on the phone, please call me or please email me back so we can fix this. And if we don't hear anything from you, then we're going to use this. This is what the cleaner is going to get. So basically puts the accountability on the client to say, this is what we agreed to on the phone. And then the client, and then the cleaner gets that checklist and they follow it.
If you're a cleaning business owner and you're looking to grow your business, or you're looking to start a cleaning business, I have just the resource for you. See, I did a masterclass on how to build a $1 million cleaning company, even if you have zero cleaning experience. Now, here's the coolest part. I'm making this training absolutely free. Yeah, free. So what you need to do, if you want to grow your business or start your cleaning business, is you need to click the link down below, put your information in, and if this video is still up, that means that there's still spots. So look forward to seeing you on the inside.